Oh, again, I'm in the corner. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... Yeah, I wonder if I'm in the corner because I've already added the video to the stage. I guess I could display it. There we go. Sure. So, yeah, welcome to The Pregnant Man 2. Yeah, you lot really wanted to see this one, didn't you? Yeah, bizarrely, this one gets a lot of requests because, I mean, I guess despite the fact that the first one, I don't remember grabbing me that much, and I just rewatched it again in order to remember what happened because it's been 6 months. Yeah, like what? Okay, I don't know why I'm here. I do feel like that as well. But thank you for returning, Beanie Girl. I'm sorry this is the first stream that you've seen back from the ones that you're not involved with personally. But yeah, this is one that got nominated for our yearly award show on this channel. I don't remember what categories it was nominated in, but it appeared a couple of times, much to my surprise because I was not responsible for that particular nomination. And potentially, as this video continues, if the sequel is of similar quality to the original, you will see why. But yeah, apparently this is from a channel that that Bon here actually used to watch back in the day. At least that's what the description of the first review said. So I'm seeming to remember that. Clearly, there's some excitement for that, and from you as well, some reservations. And lucky you for getting the Empreg existed. But oh well. Let's see how it's handled because since I've just rewatched the video, I can tell you from the last part that the pregnant man himself, the title character, Henry, not Henry, but Henry, that gave birth at the end. But actually, before that happened, he and his wife were actually kidnapped by these two crazy scientists because, of course, they were, and those crazy scientists took samples of both of their DNA with the aim of apparently making all men in the world pregnant. So I guess just apparently just trying to destroy the world via overpopulation. So let's see how that one goes. I wonder if all of those, if all those would be clones of their father / mothers in that instance, or if they would have the scientist DNA as well, and therefore they will be. That's how the genetic variety gets there. I have no idea. We're gonna find out. Let's see. Without further ado, on with the review. All right. Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Anyway. So I've been reading y'all's comments. All of you wanted part 2 on the pregnant man. Yeah, you and me both, Angela. I've had those too, years later. So here it is. Enjoy! Don't know what that face was. Anyway, oh, okay. So, yeah, this is the baby, Hamila, who has just been born. She has appeared, she's been fully clothed. She was born with a full head of hair and is already that big. Any questions? Why is the doctor here? As to why she was floating, it's because it's Gacha Studio and you couldn't apparently move them up and down so easily. But anyway, also I think the color scheme has changed for these characters. They're all in some, they're in autumnal gear now, which I don't think they were originally. But they seem to somewhat match each other. A little bit more in sync as a family. But anyway, thanks. Now please come and pay when you're ready. Pay? Wait a minute. Hold on. Are they in the hospital, or did this doctor make like a house call? Is she also a midwife? And that's why she's here to help deliver the baby, but just did. I'm confused because this is their room in the previous part. This is the room that we started off in, where Amanda was lamenting not being able to get pregnant herself, and then, all the other actions and stuff occurred. So they're definitely in their house right now. Anyway. Why was that? Why did I have a boom sound effect? What is that, baby? What? You mean the apocalypse is arriving? That's so good. Okay, so not only is she the first child born to a biological male person with no hormone interference whatsoever, but also apparently is able to grow this quickly and acquire full sentience. Is she Chloe from the Thundermans? Because it feels like that. Okay, I guess I don't need to read that one. Thank you, Foley sound effects. Sweetie, everything okay? Doctor! Oh, well, that pausing on that actually hurts my eyes. Jeez. Okay, she's going Super Saiyan and cloning herself. Cool, yes. Okay. That's something I didn't have on my bingo card. Mitosis. Sure. Did our baby just turn into two babies? Oh my gosh! Doctor! I'm charging double for this, says the doctor. Okay, normally don't point out the genetics of these characters, but Adian here does look a lot like the doctor. I thought you only had one baby. I did, but then our baby turned into two babies. That's impossible. Well, so is being a pregnant man. So there. Good point. Doctor, help! My baby won't wake up! Let me have a look at her. I'm so glad she didn't walk over the other baby. Because that was in the way. Glad they just got swapped over. Alright, let me hold the baby by the head over the bed. Again, Gacha Studio, I'll give it some leeway with posing, but... Ooh. Oh my. Oh, no. And off she goes. Go. So, what should we name him? I don't know, possibly Adian, like the name that's already on the screen, and thus kind of ruined it for the audience? Yeah, how about Adian? Yeah, what a surprise. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'll go with that. Just reminds me of the Santa's Origins video that Athman made in like 2015, featuring among other creators Sky Does Everything, who was playing the baby at that point, and their impression of a baby was drooling, basically. And of course, it was 2015. Ever since I left the city, basically that. Well, he looks like a normal baby. He sure does sound like one, unlike our sentient, other child, I suppose. That's I have less questions about this, weirdly enough. Also, welcome back, Michaela. I keep going to make sound effects. I forget this studio actually does have sound effects. Why is he crying? Let it be known, Amanda, in the first scene of the previous movie, wanted desperately to be a mother, but yet for some reason is surprised that a baby would start crying moments from being born. You fool. Maybe he's hungry. What do we give him? Gee, I wonder. What do you give newborn babies for food or sustenance? Beyond my comprehension. Prospective parent. former presented parent because you're an actual parent now. And yes, milk. But I don't have any since you gave birth. Then use formula. Did you not prepare for this? There was a 9-month time skip in between like the scientist scene and giving birth. So they had the entire gestation period uninterrupted, and they had no preparation whatsoever. Like none. I mean, you know what? Okay, sometimes people are a bit, less prepared. I will say this, that actually, my own mother told me that the story goes that that because actually the adoption center that she and my dad got me from called them up moments before going on a ski holiday. By the way, imagine if they were slightly early, I'd have a whole different life. And said, actually you have a baby boy. They found out on the phone. There was some time in between that, and they had like met up with my birth parents, and it was a whole other thing, but whatever. But when the time actually came, I think it was actually one of my mum's friends at the time that said, "You're gonna have a baby, right? You have no preparation for this. There's like 3 days." So they basically rushed to get like every possible baby thing at once, 3 days in advance. So the story goes, at least. Yeah, sometimes when you're surprised like that, I suppose when you find out that you're going to be a parent on the phone, maybe in that situation you have a reason to be a little bit less prepared. However, that does not apply here. I don't see another situation where it would, because we skipped the entire gestation period. So they should be a bit more, at least mentally ready than this. I mean, for crying out loud. But yeah, maybe they did have some interviews. You are right about that. That's true. Yeah. I don't think anyone's ready for the day Jacob Butter entered the world. Potentially not. Except the adoption center. They were on top of that. Everyone else was caught off guard. Anyway, does that mean... Oh gosh, no way am I gonna feed him formula milk. It's my 2 words. Easy answer here. Again, again, going back to me as an example, because again, my mother didn't give birth to me, so I was also fed formula milk, and I turned out just fine. Ah, my bones! I'm kidding. That's irrelevant. On to the redhead baby. She turned Super Saiyan, let out an eldritch scream, gave defused into herself and Adian via mitosis, and was taken away by the doctor. As things go. But he's hungry. You're not gonna let our son starve. Feed him. No. The poor thing needs food. And eventually she's like, all right, lie down. Just. Yeah. I turned out just fine. Yeah, just. If I had Gary Goodberry, that would be even better. It's a simple solution, Doctor. I was fed formula milk, and I turned out just fine. And so yeah, in a manner of speaking, Henry did have twins, from a certain point of view. Which, yeah, honestly, commonplace for these stories was like, I mean, you can't just have one baby, right? You got to have several. And if you didn't set it up in the previous video, I guess you do it now. No. Feed him or I'll pin you. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see? You can't pin me down. You just gave birth. Your muscles are basically spaghetti right now. Good luck. Yeah, see, one-handed and everything. Yeah, didn't even. Yeah, of course. Come get your food, baby. Wait, let's wind this back. When she had a red-haired girl, then she screeched, went Super Saiyan, and duplicated. Yes! It's a simple answer, Doctor. My child turned Super Saiyan and then birthed another child of her own. I don't like where this is going. I am going to put my faith in Gacha WoW Studios and say we're going to fade to black. I'm placing my trust in a person who clearly has never raised children and has no idea how babies work at all. Take off your shirt. No! Oh, well, there you go. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I keep forgetting that in Gacha Studio, that was just a normal thing to see. This dude's too no fit to be parents. Yeah, honestly, yeah, accurate. They never were. Like, the thing is that, yeah, you've got to be prepared. I don't know. Honestly, they should have adopted a child from the beginning. You know, that's the thing. I think I mentioned this in the previous video. Hold on a second. I mentioned this before in I think the other one. There is an ancient Greek play called Yerma, which is all about a woman who wants to be a mother and is also jealous of her sister who's have like multiple children, and you know that like the fact that she is infertile causes a bunch of friction with her husband and yada yada. You know, the typical stuff that we've seen in like many things since then, possibly originating from that play. I don't know. I'm not a theater historian. In fact, actually, I didn't know it was an ancient Greek play until I looked it up a while later, because it was actually one that in my sixth form school they actually took the teachers took like a bunch of other different monologues. They gave them to mostly the girls in the class from Yerma's perspective. Yerma's also the name of the main character, by the way. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, but the thing is, the interpretations were done basically as if it was modern day. And I interpreted them as if, okay, well, I don't know the context, so I think this is modern day right now. Why does this woman not just adopt? Because that's the thing. People like to say with old theater and stuff that, oh, well, we're going to change the context because people modern audiences won't understand. We're also going to keep the text the same because we're hypocrites like that. My eternal grudge with modern Shakespeare. But yeah, putting that aside, this is the perfect example of when that doesn't work. Because yeah, we have these methods now, and clearly we live in a world where there are news reporters that probably should have been fired, but they still exist, and crazy scientists out there that can take DNA samples from people by giving them simple shots. We are clearly living in the future in this case, so this should have occurred to them before. But yes, also going back to the milk situation. No means no, man. If you didn't know this worked by now, you should have been enough to by baby. Yeah, she also doesn't know if this is going to work at all. The logic is that because Henry gave birth, he also will be lactating right now. That is an untested method. So essentially, that she could be presenting, to use the common phrase, a dry well at this point. And if that's the case, what they're going to do? Buy some formula, possibly, maybe. I don't know. Then if they're controlling Henry for stupidity, and Adrian, apparently, he's wearing clothes at 2 minutes old. Oh, he was wearing clothes when he was born. I guess you could take shirts off back in the day, but all babies were born fully clothed. That's them's the rules, I guess. Then again, maybe a baby with abs would be a bit more distracting, honestly, now I think about it. That's gacha logic for you. Yeah, all this is gacha logic. You see, he can't even, get close because of the Gacha Studio thing. Just fade to black next time, Gacha WoW. I put my trust in you. Also, he's making that many noises. Honestly, I've never heard what a baby being breastfed sounds like. You know, there's some people like that breastfeed in parks and stuff. Normally, the babies are very quiet when that happens. I don't hear them going like, basically. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's a normal thing we do, Amanda. I didn't read that line. I thought we were just talking about breastfeeding in general. But yeah, now I've seen the screen. Yeah, it's a normal thing we do, I guess. Yeah, Amanda, the expert on maternity, is going to lecture Henry about this. Yes, but not us man. Not us men, but us man. Anyway, gosh, make it stop. I agree here. Make it stop, please. They have another baby, by the way. There's still another one to feed in a second. Guess the doctor has like an IV hook or something like that, maybe. Anyway, there, he's done. Now you can put your shirt on. But, so you do know that formula exists! Why did you not buy it already? Ah! Fine, but yeah, you were okay with that idea. Pity no one thought of that, I don't know, at least 3 days ago. That's my minimum. You must pop in and say, oh, hi, KW. What fantastic timing you have. You didn't miss anything terrible that we just witnessed at all. And maybe you might be witnessing it again because the second baby's now here. But okay. Did you figure out what's wrong with her? Do I want to know? Probably not. Nothing. She was just tired. Yeah, after defusing. Okay, but why is he turned to 2 babies? Yeah, this is something new. I never. Oh, I missed the line. Hold on a second. Yeah, I have no idea. This is something I knew I'd never seen before. Okay, here is your baby. Thank you all for shuffling away from the screen so I didn't have to swap you over this time. But don't we have to pay? No! I want to get away from your freaky family! Oh, is that how it works? You know, to all the Americans watching out there, who needs insurance, I guess? Just freak out your doctor until they leave you alone. Okay, then. The pack us to show them what I showed you. What thing was that again? I don't think I've Oh, whoa, oh yes, sorry. I remember now. Yeah, I can show them that. I suppose. At the end of the video, though. At the end of the video. That's how they do it in Canada. All right. Hey, we're not freaky, jerk. Anyway, back to me lactating, I guess. Let's get out of this rude hospital. Okay, so they are still in the hospital. Then why are we using the same bed scene, the bed background, that we use in the opening that was clearly meant to be their house? And I'm pretty sure that while the first backgrounds ever in Gacha's in the Gacha lineup was the hospital one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just the hospital outside, and the actual hospital bed came later. Maybe I'm getting my timeline mixed up a little bit here, but I don't think so. Yeah, so yeah, this background is one I know exists, but yeah, there was a bed one as well that I thought was also part of this. In fact, wasn't that a thing in that one Mute Girl, which was made around the same time period as this? So I'm pretty sure the hospital bed was a thing. Oh, okay. Ignore me. Apparently, Gacha Studios was able to use custom backgrounds. So ignore everything I just said. Get a different bed next time. this is a double-edged sword of Gacha review. If you're going to show you're capable of doing, greater things with what you know how to do, you're going to be held to a higher standard. Also, it's worth pointing out that this is in fact still chroma key because you can see that the chroma key around Adian's shirt it is giving away the background. Actually, it does look like it's blurred, but that's probably not deliberate. Yeah. So there we go. This just reminded me of something. The way that they all got shoved into the car, it reminds me of how the how my welding students actually like they like to squeeze into like one small vehicle. So like I sometimes see them as they're like all getting in. It's like a clown car at a circus, basically. I don't know how they all fit into that thing. And sometimes they'll like beep at me and like they'll yell like they'll wave at me from the road. And I'm like, okay, drive safely, please. Anyway, Henry. First of all, I would have had Amanda be the driver because again, Henry's muscles are spaghetti, as I mentioned earlier. But also, Henry, you might want to actually put your hands on the steering wheel, seeing as it is in fact there. I appreciate the edit of this, by the way. Not going to take away from that. Outside of masking, there was no way of having the kids in the background and make it look, presentable. So we assume that they are in the middle and right-hand seat, respectively. Which, by the way, no car seat, but still, again, custom background, whatever. But yeah, since you have that, I'm going to question that. I'm not going to question, however, the white windows. Maybe there's this little fog now for some reason. Oh, hey, Prism, hello. Again, you all picked the best times. Back at home. Henry looks so mad. Oh, what? They both look mad. Was it not? Did the babies cry? Okay, hold on. Again, I appreciate custom backgrounds as much as the rest of them. As much people. However, it has to be backgrounds that make sense. So please tell me, since they didn't know that Hamila was going to, defy the laws of physics and biology themselves and split into two separate beings spontaneously, why do they have two cribs? Pregnant Man 2, yeah, gonna win all the awards, clearly. Just like the first one that somehow for some reason got nominated. I've watched Doom in a while. Honestly, you've missed some some big hits on the channel. I think you missed two separate instances where the creators and animators and voice actors of a specific project came in to see us tear apart their work, kind of. It's not the easiest storyline to follow. Oh god. And again, they had a set of PJs, which I guess. Okay, that's interesting. This image right here just says so much about this video. Just so much. Video of the year. Okay, let's try and break this down. So, first of all, we have the classic issue with going from a separate layer and not accounting for the difference in frames. So yeah, the mitosis is upon us once again. Indeed. We also have the evidence of lack of chroma key. What is a different type of chroma key? So what I think happened is the two babies are on a different background now. They've been moved. Theirs been moved, but Henry and Amanda are going to stay still because they're on the same layer as before. So we're going to lose them. The babies that are in their, whose heads that are being held right now, and then we're going to see just them in the cribs. Also, we have we have the maybe was it Hannah or something in front of Amanda's face, because again, outside of masking, can't really avoid that unless you want to really mess around with layers, because obviously as a separate layer above Gacha Studio is not going to account for that in its priorities, because it didn't have list of priorities that back then because you couldn't move them freely. So, thirdly, yeah, like you can tell like the green screen outline around Adian specifically, but also like their name tags have disappeared too. So yeah, so much that's going on. So much that's going on right now. Unplug your headsets, lords and ladies. This Wi-Fi wave might be open for... Oh, sorry. Never mind. I know how much Jacob love guests with bad Wi-Fi. Oh, yeah. It's on par with me having bad Wi-Fi myself and my battery running low. Speaking of which, the audio interface is not running low, but it's at risk. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and grab a cable. All right. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but as soon as I plugged in the thing to charge, it started to yeah, it started to not work. So I don't know. Most of my microphone has started to go off. No idea why. Anyway, okay, I'll let KW on. Oh, I forgot to also answer KW's question about something earlier on about server hosting. So I'll do that whenever she gets here. All right, back to the video. Like I thought, they disappear, and we still keep the rest of whatever is going on here. All right, then. Ah, there you go.
Okay, just real quick, because we're having like a small break during session. Why did we see like 4 different babies, but they're supposed to be the same babies? So they're supposed to be technically 2, but literally there's like, I don't understand this. What's going on?
That's the magic of not checking your frames before you upload the video.
I just like, as soon as I saw like 4 different like kids, even though there's like 2 kids, I'm just like, I don't know if it's an error. I don't know if that was on purpose. I feel like it's on purpose, but I know these kind of people. It's actually supposed to be most accidental thing.
Well, they're gone now, so it definitely was just an error frame. I wouldn't be surprised because these 2 babies were at least one. There were 1 baby before, and they did defuse before you showed up. So that wouldn't be out of character for this episode.
I just what they're thinking. Like, oh.
Jeez, what were they thinking?
I need bleach for my eyes. I literally need bleach. I can't. Yeah, I just what? It's just continuity. I don't care if it's an error. It feels like I went to a void of
nonsense. Honestly, you potentially did. That kind of sums it up quite nicely, I think. Void of nonsense.
Anyways, I should get back. I just want to say something about that thing. It was just like.
Okay, yeah. Also, before you go, I forgot to I forgot to answer your question.
Oh.
Of server hosting on CurseForge. Essentially, if you use Eternals like we used to before, then basically you just have to like make sure you open up a CurseForge profile that has all the same mods, and you should be able to connect. That's it.
All right, cool. Thank you. Anyways, enjoy your stream. Going back to session.
I'll try.
Bye-bye.
I was also looking for the video that she sent as a palette cleanser earlier, but for some reason it didn't show up in my downloads, which I think means it's an MOV file. That's why. Yeah, I think StreamYard can only import MP4s, so I might have to subtly convert that next time there is a little bit of a break. But we've had enough dead air for right now. I'll figure that out later. Yeah, see, look, same bed right there. Oh, okay. And now my actual computer battery needs to be plugged in. There we go. No dead air there because it was all noise. Blankets over the wheels. And yes, I do have a blanket because it's very cold at the moment. Again, happens all the time. I don't know why my mic keeps getting unplugged too. Everything just falls apart now. KW left and suddenly all calamity breaks out. No idea why. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now I'm gonna guess the babies are gonna start crying because, you know, first night as parents, you're not gonna be lucky enough to get sleep. Okay. Oh, later that night. All right, maybe you got a little bit of time. Okay, these are the two scientists from the first mini movie. So yeah, they were this is their jail cell basically. I don't know why they had to be chained up like this specifically, because you don't normally do that with you know, modern day prisons, but there you go. 1 minute of SWAT. Those are red. Cacti prickly. Phrase to me, yep. Holy Empress escalated quickly. There we go. I always wonder what it goes like holy what. I like the variation. Anyway, this is all your fault, Jafar. My fault? Yeah, you made me kidnap people. I think she kind of volunteered, but whatever. I like how one of them is crazy scientist, one of them is just scientist. Like, one that's being corrupted by the other one, I guess. You were the one who agreed to do it! I never say I needed the money. I'm poor. I'm sorry I got you into this. Oh wow, rare human moment for this character that was a one-dimensional villain in the last mini movie. Stop talking to me. I'm not talking to you. I wish I wasn't so crazy. But I've always had a mental issue since I was 5. That's not always then, but sure. Who's had a mental issue. Not even going to clarify what mental issue. Because, of course, you know, the Gacha Studios could barely... Well, I guess Angela will say. Angela could barely figure out how babies are supposed to exist at this point. There was no way on earth that she was going to pull off, you know, tackling mental illness in an actual accurate manner. So, of course, crazy scientist has an undisclosed mental issue, which means that they kidnap people. Great, no further questions. I know you can't control yourself. I was like, it's the criminal mind, isn't it? It's the criminal mind condition. Oh, God. I had to either find the old video of Criminal Minds I did with Emily, or just bring Emily back to continue Criminal Minds, because that was a roller coaster. Oh, and I guess now the mental condition since he was 5 kicks in. As soon as the cop shows up. Here you only get to eat bread. Honestly, better than like prison gruel, so yeah, sure. Here you go, crazy dude. Please don't bite my arm, whatever you do. Oh, twisting. Okay, I should have guessed that. By the way, the music for this does no longer fits. Like, it was fine up until, like, I mean, well, I don't know, but it was fine. But it was passable until now. This needed to do a new soundtrack. Although this time we don't have sound effects that are being cut out by the music, or vice versa, actually. Because beforehand it was like most of the music cut out so that sound effects could happen, like screams and stuff. Maybe that was that one mute girl. It was that one mute girl, actually. Never mind. Yeah. The 2 genders. Scientists are crazy scientists. 3 genders actually we have got. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I guess apparently the cop had a knife on his person right now. I mean, they're being held to the ground by like various swords. So they could have, in theory, could have taken one of those. But again, I assume they're meant to be just, shackled to the ground. Ah, yes. Let's cut off my metal chains with a knife. And they are meant to be metal chains. You can hear the clanking. So the sound effect solidifies what the visual was supposed to be. So, yeah, about that. We're going to escape jail. I will say, in most jails and prisons, they actually they try their best, like, ban like anything could be like remotely sharp. I mean, yes, the prison guards still have weapons of some kind, but yeah, not usually knives for this reason. Anyway, we should stay though. We did the crime, we do the time. Oop. Come on. No, we stay here. Ah, okay. Oh, brother let go of me. Oh, I didn't know there were siblings. Maybe I did. I forgot that. No, you're coming with me. My undisclosed mental issue compels me. I'll do this more. I don't care. I regretted kidnapping people a second ago, but now we'll kidnap you. Anyway. Okay, back to the science lab, and you see they've been chroma keyed again. I got what I needed from the pregnant man. So they didn't confiscate the research at all? They didn't, like, repossess it in some way? Yeah. Like, this was from the first movie. That's why I'm not surprised, yeah. I wish I was as creative with names, or I was. I was, but yeah. It's creative with names. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I will say Felix's lab is just called Felix's lab in the Mutant Girl. He didn't name it or anything. It's his basement, so I mean, why would he essentially? But also, the canonical thing that happened after Felix was arrested was that they actually they confiscated his research. You couldn't undiscover something once it had already been discovered. So they actually kept it. They didn't like discard it because it was obtained unethically. Because if the scientific world did that, there'd be fewer discoveries. Actually, I'll say that much. I've already talked about the history of vaccines and how the first vaccine was obtained via testing on a child, and somehow anti-vaxxers never bring that up. So I never mentioned it to them because I would just give them more fuel. Not that I know any anti-vaxxers, actually. I don't think I do, anyway. Actually, wait, no, I know one. I know one anti-vaxxer. I haven't brought it up to her. Anyway, my point is, Felix no longer has access to it, and is no longer able to develop on top of that. But what's done is done, basically. That's the idea. So, bottom line, their stuff wouldn't still be here. And so they couldn't enact their plan of making all man pregnant. Again, I don't know why, but Angela here does not seem to know what plurals are. Why are you doing this? Because I can do whatever I want. Because it's America, and we're Americans. And in America, we do what we want. now let's get the thing to make them prego. What is that? This has the DNA from the prego man. Okay, sure. Didn't he have to conceive the children in some way? I had a secret ingredient to it. Now follow me. I can't do this anymore. It hurts to see you like this. The music doesn't suggest that it hurts, but it actually does, I assure you. I'm sorry. I can't control myself. A moment ago, you said you can do what you want. So either you can't control yourself or you can do what you want. I don't know. I'll impregnate some guys and blame my mental health. Oh, the American way. Get up. For some reason, I cannot control myself. That's the American way. And yes, your husband was meant... Oh yeah, I forgot to put that on the screen before. But yes. Again, well, I mean, mad scientist. I mean, Felix is the example I'm going to go for. Naturally. Now, come on. Just another Star Kid review. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean, considering that Honey Musical Batman was the last thing that we reviewed from Star Kid, yeah. Oh, well. Ah, yes, and here we go. Dude and Girl. more amazing names. Oh, okay, so you inject... So, you send it into the brain. I guess, again, you can't really change the angle, because otherwise it would be shot to the womb, I suppose. But okay, there we go. More jealous, more recognizable ones at least. Also, that is quite the bump for just being impregnated. Bear in mind the pregnant man himself, you know, had the full 9 months. Which, speaking of that, by the way, Dave Gorman did the maths on this, and basically, because pregnancies are actually 40 weeks. If you break down how long 40 weeks actually are, it's more like 10 months. But, you know, calendars are weird. So, yeah. I'm not against what the scientists are doing. This is the perfect utopia. Yeah, until overpopulation sets in, then suddenly it's not a utopia anymore. If all men are getting pregnant right now, that's a lot of, like, that is the biggest baby boom of all time. That is a baby hydrogen explosion. God, that just reminded me of that reminded me of one of my earliest gacha voice acting gigs. I think this was back in 2020, actually, when The Rose and the Gun came out. And yeah, Miss Gum. Oh, I think what she changed her name to, actually. But yeah, like she said that she was looking forward to the editing of, because I did my own Foley for I played the king. I was like making out with the queen at one point, so I had to do like my own like kissing sounds, and she was not looking forward to processing those, nor to watching it back when we reviewed the episode. Oh my goodness. Anyways, what the heck? You prego! At that point, I would just assume that anime was correct, and apparently kissing does make you pregnant. That's what my thought would be in that situation. But anyway, there's dude and girl again. Okay, it seems like they're just going after couples. And I know single men that would be like your target for being pregnant. Is it only men who presumably are talking to their significant others? Is that how that? Yeah. That's one of my earliest like Foley moments actually, because it was definitely not such a common practice in the gacha world at that time. Nor is it now, to be honest, but less so back in 2020. Yeah. I guess still said shoots, it just shot the air, but okay. And guy also thought kissing made you pregnant. My child self was guilty of this belief. Yeah, I know that anime perpetuates that. I can see where that comes from. I remember there was there's this YouTuber that I watched called Out on Play. And at one point he read a bunch of bad fanfics, and one fanfic there was actually that's actually how the main character got pregnant or presumed to be pregnant. As it turns out, that was not the case. And it was just a test so that she wouldn't trust strangers. That's that type of fanfic, basically. Yeah. I don't think I ever had that because I mentioned before that I was told like at the age of 3, like I was given a version of where babies come from. Like I mean that satisfied my mind basically. Babies come from the womb. Which is inside the mother's stomach, and that's how they are born. That's also how I found out I was adopted, by the way, because I had that conversation at the same time. And yeah, that was it. I didn't really question anyone else's contribution, least of all the father in that situation. I just assumed like, oh, okay, I guess that means that I biologically can't give birth, which was true. So none of that was untrue. So I was satisfied with that. So I was like, okay, yeah, they come from the womb. I didn't ever think the kissing was part of that. So I didn't ever think that was what brought it about. But yeah, if don't saw my parents kissing, I said we're having a baby. I mean, now that's commitment right there. You won't get both until the scientists come and get you. Hear my door? I'm kidding. When you said your family wasn't biological, or did it never occur? Trying to remember now because I was 3 at the time. I think the immediate sadness at that point came from the idea that my birth parents weren't able to keep me because my mum did explain that it's not that I was unwanted. I would later in life find out that I was unexpected, but not unwanted. Those are 2 separate things. But yeah, like that was something that was clarified to me. It's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm sad for them, and I wish that I could actually meet them because that was something that eventually became impossible. So yeah, that was where the sadness came from for me, not necessarily the fact that my family wasn't biological, because I mean, I was 3, I didn't care, and I have not cared ever since. So there we go. Pregnant. Yep. Well, he accepted that very quickly. Went through all the 5 stages all at once. Jeez. Oh my goodness! What was that? An auto-tuned baby sound effect? Oh, good lord. Became impossible to intense stuff. Well, I mean, I say it became impossible. Apparently, at 6 months old, I actually did like meet up with them again because usually with adoption centers, what they do is they actually they give you the right of anonymity if you want it. Or I think maybe that's like the standard procedure. Like normally say like, okay, refuse contact afterwards, like for legal reasons or something. This is Texas, bear in mind. So they basically have both my birth certificates locked away that I can never access. So I don't know, whatever records they have, they keep confidentiality. However, what you can do actually is, just go like, oh, by the way, here's our phone numbers. Contact us or whatever. I think at one point they said it was like too painful to keep revisiting. And that's what I found that out later. I didn't know that about the 6-month old meetup. So yeah, that's why I thought that was the case at the time. It's like, okay, it was a bit more complicated later on. It's like I'm not sure what their reasons were behind that, but I mean, I can only imagine, seeing like constant reminders of like your child growing up without you, and just like getting like flashpoints of that would probably be like too much for them. I think that was the mentality behind that. Yeah. Like, know who gave you the chuckles gene? I don't know. The chuckles gene is a scary concept. I will say the only thing that I know for sure that I inherited from any of my birth parents specifically was actually the ability to pick things up with my feet. It's to call them my tricky feet. So basically, just that. Apparently, my birth dad also was able to do this. I say was. I assume he's still alive, so is able to do this. And that's it. That's all I know. So honestly, any other time I say, oh, I take after my such and such, like I say, oh, I'm eating a drink, because I take that after my grandmother. I'm referring to through osmosis, not necessarily through genetics. So there we go. I do that sometimes too. Yeah. If it weren't for the fact that we were like opposite sides of the US border, probably probably not. Yeah. So I don't know how old you are, but I'm pretty sure you're younger than me. That's complicated. Maybe I defused and also somehow created you. Have I been to Canada? I don't think I have. Anyway, Amanda, wake up. We've got to take care of the babies. Now that it's morning, of course, and the babies are on a schedule for crying, now we must take care of them. That's how parenthood works. Look at me. What gave you that impression? Honestly, your voice did. I don't know. Also, it's just a safe assumption anyway, because like most people the people that I meet online are younger than me. Anyway, you need to feed them again. Maybe Bon is like 80. All right. I'll give away the game now. This is what I actually sound like. That's Bon's next like call. Oh my goodness. Anyway. No way. I'm going to buy the formula instead. Yeah, you should have done that, or at least like ordered it or something. I don't know. I don't expect your elders. I am your father who has took me under this roof. I moved out already, Dad. Anyway, fine. Hurry back. Why is she so annoyed? She said this is fine before, and she didn't seem that angry. Also, the babies are smiling now. Weren't they just crying a second ago? Anyways, I guess this will do. That's what you want to hear. I guess this will do for baby products. Who is this English man in my house then? Beats me. The plot thickens. Pep. Okay. Best unit PEIP. We call it PEEP. Okay, there was a border for a second. I think that wasn't cropped out. Also, I guess he just kind of went and paid and didn't scan the item. Sure. Well, glad we took that. Oh God! I was about to say, how did we take that detour? Whoa! Wait a second. I know you have 2 babies, but jeez. Also, don't buy 1 bottle. Buy the powder, and then like mix it. Like that's how I'm pretty sure that's how formula works. Feed it to him. He's already feeding it to him. What do you mean? That's what's happening on the screen right now. What? Ah. How are we going to incorporate this into the Parody Pop sequel? I don't know. We were both magically created by Majesty, and we were sent across the world until one day we answered the call once more. She's the one that separated us into us because we were once one powerful entity, and we had to be and we had to be split apart in order to yeah. Why am I doing this? Because people keep asking me to. Because for some reason, the first Pregnant Man movie was like beloved by people and nominated for the Jacobs. And people were like, hey, if you don't know what to review next, you should review the Pregnant Man 2. It's like, okay, I guess I'll review Pregnant Man 2 then. And by people, it's me. Yeah, it's mainly you, but I think I have had some other people in the past that have said that. You're the main person, though. Yeah. Long lost brother / father. Yeah, I mean, essentially, that you do have to wonder if Hamila counts as Adian's like mother because she defused into him, or if they count as two separate beings now, and they are qualified as twins. I don't actually know. Yeah, the boss is bigger than the baby, and now the sound effects are much more appropriate. Because that wasn't worth the sound effects. Okay, now you feed Hamila. Yeah, it's only fair. I do like the implication. Again, I know that it's Gacha Studio. It's going to look awkward no matter what. I will say, if you can actually put the formula on the screen, maybe have them transfer hands a little bit like that. Actually, wait, I think that's a separate prop. I think that counts. Which, by the way, if it's a separate prop, resize it so it's not bigger than the baby, as Bond mentioned earlier. But yeah. Who separated Sesto creation? Yeah, but it was like a meteorite or something, like Shadow. What was I gonna say? No, I forgot now. Oh yeah, I remember. So I was like, I like the implication they've noticed Gacha Studio that like the form is like inside their hand. The moment like they deploy it, it just goes back to full size, go like, and then like it actually grows again. Anyway. Heat up, sweetie. You don't have to. Again, what's it with the stage directions? You don't need them. We can see that they're being fed. That's a way to Shadow. Let me get this plot. I said it's like Shadow. I didn't say it was like Shadow. Let's say it was Shadow. You know. I didn't say Grace Chastity. I said someone like Grace Chastity. This is the same exact procedure with the exact same sound effect placement. Again, I didn't say that Shadow was involved. I said it was like Shadow, but sure. Also, all they ever eat is toast, those two. Oh wow. Okay. Jump scare frame. Jeez. Everyone's like, so what now? Because that's a good question. You know, what is the plot going to be from this point? I think usually this is why people like to age up baby characters. Because if you don't, or if you don't make them like grow up really quickly, then there's not much for you to really like delve into as characters, you know, because they're not like they're gonna have like, you know, like their separate interests at this early on at least. Nor can you really like do like a, you know, a school plot or anything. So yeah, it's kind of a difficult one to navigate, honestly. I mean, they have to get milk. That already happened. Henry already did that. See you in 10 years. Good grief. Anyway, okay. Breaking news: scientists broke out of jail, and breaking news: I still have a job. Apparently, from the last part when I should have been fired. He sent me this video for someone named Henry. Okay, you should know who Henry is. This is the same news lady that reported on the pregnant man story immediately after it happened and broke into his house. She would know his name. Here it is. Henry, if you're watching this, I got your parents. Okay, again, context. Harold and Hannah, along with Amanda's parents, Emily and something else, I forgot the name, all basically suited up because the police were going to take too long, and they decided to go and rescue Henry and Amanda themselves when they were kidnapped by the scientists originally. How they found the location is I'm not sure, because I don't know. The police also found them afterwards, but I guess they decided they were faster because the scientist was nearby. So yeah, no idea. But yeah, that's why the crazy scientist knows about the parents, and also why he would think to use them as hostages, because I mean, they're the rescuers in the other case. So are they going to rescue themselves? Is the question. If you ever want to see them again, you better come. Parents, your parents! We need to get them back. But how? I don't know how to fight. Okay, this was an issue last time. They did actually call the cops after, well, Harold and and Hannah did in fact call the cops after they called Amanda's parents. Or they told Amanda's parents to do it, actually. But then they decided to suit up and go and rescue them themselves, because the cops weren't fast enough. But they don't know that happened, so they should think to call the cops first. So yeah, I'm so intrigued. See, it's happening again. For some reason, people like this. I'll call my grandma. It's always the previous generation that has to rescue the newest generation. Unless his grandma's like, some sort of like, big like martial arts sensei of some kind. They put something into these videos that wasn't research. Hello? Grandma, my mom and dad have been kidnapped. I don't know what to do. What? Don't worry, I'm on my way. I think of Gary Cakes from Smosh Pit. I'm on my way. I may be old, but something. Hold on. I may be old, but I can still do some damage. Looks like Grandma is back in business. Maybe? Oh, that's where the Super Saiyan transformation came from. It's hereditary. Now this all makes sense in the family. Okay. Yeah, so they did in fact suit up like this, but yeah, I don't think they did it in real time. I don't remember. I kind of like skimmed through. Anyway, there is no age for fighting. Yeah! Oh, my leg! My hip replacement. Oh, or my back. I should have gone with that. All right, sure. I hurt my back by kicking my legs. That's how being old works. Honestly, it kind of is. She's on her way very slowly because she's a grandmother. Also, I heard a vomit sound effect. Does that mean that he's about to vomit and he's pregnant again? Is that the twist here? Oh, no, never mind. It's Amanda this time. Sure. I'm here. Ah, my eyes, Grandma in tight suit. Okay, your parents-in-law are missing right now. They're kidnapped. You've got bigger issues to worry about. Hey, that's just rude. I'm sorry, I can almost see your butt cheeks. Well, that's part of the strategy. They'll be so distracted by my thick cakes that they won't see my thick kicks. Ha ha! Oh, okay. And I guess she's able to try to also suit up instantaneously. Oh, okay. Look at that. Oh, wait, hold on. How do the babies know this? Honestly, maybe the grandmother should have done this meme. Inserting memes into gacha videos is a very subtle art that most people fail at miserably. And here you go. As we know that Gacha was able to import music, which I am now going to mute. I like how Adian is out of time now, like he did like one extra pass. I guess so they would be in sync rather than like, you know, than mirror each other. But maybe they should have done, but okay. Good grief, we get the point already. You were born yesterday. How do you have even heard that song? My god, it's still going. Good. Okay, finally. Jeez. Did Bon actually leave? Yeah, I guess. I guess we won't see him for another 10 years then. I don't... Yeah, there we go. Alright. And now we're back to this. Okay, anyways. By the way, I unmuted the sound. There is no music now. You guys are gonna learn how to fight. Let's get down to business to teach you to fight. And if we are lucky, we'll be done by night. Your parents have been kidnapped. It's bizarre, but somehow true. Grandma will make fighters out of you. Use all the music budget. Well, I've got them covered. Oh, no, it's back now. But we're not good at it. Yet! If you weren't good at fighting, if you were good at fighting, what would be the point of teaching you? Come on, Henry. Henry, think about it. Now show me what you got. Okay. Okay. That's the first genuine laugh I've had in this. Like, as in, like, there's like, you know, laugh for the intended purpose in this video. Just the no notes. A lot of work to do. And fight! Oh, okay, so the method of getting them to learn how to fight is to fight. This is kind of like how in Code Lyoko, Jim doesn't really teach Ulrich and Yumi much Penchak Silat. He just kind of lets them spar. We don't really see any of his actual input. Anyway, 2 hours later. Oh, okay, you can flip someone after 2 hours. Good to know. Didn't Henry flip someone in, like, the early scenes? Pretty sure he did. Anyway, I guess they're both going to go, and the babies are going to have to, I don't know, stay with their unseen aunt or uncle or something, because I'm guessing that Hilda's going to go. Just one last thing. There! We couldn't have you looking normal to go into this fight. You have to look ridiculous. I guess, again, the babies are just, like, in the corner. Again, the issue with baby characters overall. Yeah, how's it going to help my fight? Yeah, that's a good point. The belts alone are going to be, like, a restrictive thing that you can't, like, kick over at certain points. It's not. It's just for looks. And I had it with me because I don't know why, actually. Yeah. Yeah, Amanda, you were creeped up before. If she had that outfit with her the whole time, Grandma's worn that. Think about that, Amanda. That's her spare. Anyway, dang, you threw me far. Hey, you look hard. Hey. He's terrible. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, yeah, dress up. Okay. Even babies, what? What do you mean? What? Okay, I know I said there were Super Saiyans before, but you gave them Scouters now as well? What's that gonna do? Don't bring the babies, Grandma Hilda. What is wrong with you? And they're in the way as well! Why are the babies going? They were born yesterday! Anyway, where are you going? Hey, get back here! Oh, wow. That was super easy, bad inconvenience. Yeah, honestly, just, take them and get out of here. Why not? This, by the way, is a mirror image of when Harold and Hannah and also Amanda's parents rescued Henry and Amanda the same chairs. It's basically the same visual. So I'm pretty sure that Gacha WoW Studios just decided to rehash the ending because there was no other way to end this. It was already tacked on when it came to the mad scientist plot in the first place. But yeah, it just became much more obvious when you do it a second time. And of course, now they stayed behind to fight, which was what the parents originally did, and they beat up the scientist in record time. It wasn't much of a fight; it was just kind of they got curb stomped and then arrested. Anyway, stop yelling! Time to yell again! Ah! Or something. I don't know. It was so good they had to reuse it. It was not broken. Don't fix it. Yeah, and if it is broken, keep it away from me. I don't know. So, you brought your grandma with you. I assume I don't know your family that well. What you gonna do? Knit me a sweater? Knitting? No, sonny boy. I prefer leather! What-ha! Anyway, that's it. You can stay there with your chroma keyed shirt fading into the back wall. Yeah, I don't think I didn't see that. I'll knit you. Just grabs his hair over and under. Sick him. No, stop, please. He has a mental issue, which means he can't be held accountable for his actions. I guess. How do I know you aren't lying? You don't. But if he does have an issue, I mean, I'm a scientist. I can get you his medical papers, I guess, maybe. I don't know. He can't control it. He forced me to do it with him. That is so wrong out of context, especially for his sister to say, but I know what she means. We all know what she means. We know the context. But this visual, good lord. I'm so sorry. And hey, it's okay. We won't hurt you. Grandma will. Just brings out a WWE chair. Or your brother. I assume that's your brother, right? I don't know your family either. Everyone just kind of knows everyone, I guess. If you fix what you did. If you fix what you did, is the solution going to be mass abortions? Because, I mean, that would solve the issue. However, I wonder how that's going to go down. Let's see. I promise I will. And I'll help. But you can't control yourself. I can also do what I want. My motivations, they flip on a dime. Oh, the American way. I promise that I'm being genuine this time. That's the American way. I will try as hard as I can to not go crazy. Your eyes don't look freaky anymore. I disagree. Those pupils are massively dilated. You should see a doctor. That's not healthy. And maybe my illness is cured. You know, mental illness is tied to my eyes, I guess. Not that like I'm a scientist or anything that would know that's not how it works. No, of course not. This look even freaky. Yeah. I guess wanting to get better just a little bit more than I normally do was enough to, I guess, break the curse. Yeah. I'm excited for secure watching Jacob's streams. I wish. Your anxiety was cured by me reviewing your embarrassing old content. It's like, I've got nothing left to lose now. I'm free. Basically. I just need to feel happy for once. That, really? Now let's fix this mess. You guys go and do something. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna spend time with my sister. In prison. Now let's make the cure. The cure for pregnancy. Again, we already have that. Planned Parenthood are ahead of you on that one. Like that's it. There's not even a montage. They just know how to do that. It's going to be a long and arduous process, sister. It'll be worth it in the end. Okay, done. Perfect. Let's give them what shouldn't you test it first? That could make more like defused babies or something. Someone could one of them, the men could birth triplets. You don't know. Wait, we said let's give them one. Oh, you meant like to spread around. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh, okay. I guess the babies are all Super Saiyan. Is this how abortions happen? I guess they are. Like, I can't prove that they don't. I'm going to heavily imply that's the case. But oh well. What happened? Nothing must have went wrong with my experiment. It did say beside. What do you mean it did say? There weren't did this come with instructions? Was this not your research? And what? Huh? Did someone do this before? Let's go cure these Prego boys. And I guess it's up to me this year to spread around. Okay, one blast was enough last time. Don't just keep shooting them with anti-pregnancy rays. That's gonna do something to them. Oh, and they immediately stop screaming. Oh, I guess the babies are gone, so yeah, okay. I guess there are no moral implications when you're giving birth to, I guess, monstrous entities rather than the usual babies. I suppose. I don't know. Can I get a politician's weighing on this one? I don't know the answer here. Yeah, what just... Good question. Imagine this is what, like, Bella's birth sound like in Twilight. Not her birth, I mean, like, her giving birth. Oh, and that's it. There you go. By the way, there are more backgrounds in Gacha Studio than I thought, because I've seen a lot of these in later Gacha videos, mostly most of them with this one from Sapphire Wings particularly, because they use this one a lot as like a meeting ground of some kind. But yeah, it does go to show that there are some backgrounds that are much more useful in everyday situations than others, but they're all good to have. Music, this is the best thing I've ever seen. No, it's happening again. The worst part is there's a third one. There's a Pregnant Man 3. It will never leave. If you get them all, well, how do you know? Because only both scientists know who they actually infected. So how are they supposed to say? And yep, there's a third one, I guess. Yep. Great. I guess that's it then. And they go their separate way. Oh, they went their separate ways, but they end up in the same location. What the heck? Okay, at least they didn't take the babies with them. I guess Grandma Hilda just dressed them up because she wanted to and left them with hopefully plastic scouters so they won't choke on them, because regular scouters were seen to be made out of some sort of glass in the actual DBZ. So hopefully not. Oh, there's a fourth too. Oh, are you looking into this as now? I didn't know there was a fourth one. Great. I feel like Bond finding out there are 7 pink and greens. Anyway, woo, we did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah, Loithimos, we did it! We aborted a bunch of zombie fetuses. We did it! We did it! We did it! Wait, what? Well, I guess you should go home then. Yeah. We kind of don't have one. What do you mean? You live? Do you not live in the lab? Is there not like living space for you? Do they just? Where do you sleep? Huh? This 4, okay. Really? Yeah, sure. Why not? You're only 2 convicted fellows with a history of mental illness. You're safe to have around children. You. Nip. Follow me to the guest room. Yeah, don't step on our babies, please. I guess you're just gonna put on a nightwear immediately. Sure, okay. I mean, honestly, yeah, get out of that outfit. I would get out of that outfit as soon as possible as well, because good lord, what was that? Here it is. It's a separate bed this time, which we could have used earlier for the hospital scene, but didn't. We love it. How do you like it? I'm gonna get the kids ready for bed. Oh, they had nightwear with them as well. I guess they didn't need a spare set of clothes or anything. Good to know. Hey, my goodness, my 2-day-old infants are walking! I should be horrified about this. But at least they used the right there. They're walking, yeah. I'm so proud of you guys. Alright, time for bed, you 3. Aww. Come on, kids. Honestly, I'm surprised the man wanted to stay up. I want to, yeah. They're 2 days old. Well, I mean, I don't, well, but yeah, yeah, it seemed that Hamila was just born and then suddenly like defused and the doctor thing happened. Then they came back home and pretty much like immediately, the whole scientist thing happened. So yeah, there was no time to breathe. If anything, they might be less than 2 days old. I was being generous when I said 2 days. They're a day old. Night love, night poop head. Wow, okay. Hey, I ain't no poop head. And all's well that ends well, Except it didn't end because apparently there's more. Apparently there was 4, in fact. Ah. Okay. So, pros and cons. I liked that one joke of the kick. That was humorous for the right intended purposes. Also, I guess, am I gonna watch the franchise? Of course I'm gonna watch the franchise. At this point, I kind of have to, yeah. I'm finishing this. If I torture you lot with other stuff that I pick, I'm gonna sit through this one myself, you know? I'll do it. But yeah. Other pros, I guess, would be like I appreciate the ambition behind the chroma key, even if it didn't quite work so well. Again, I've been there myself. I've done worse. And also the custom backgrounds too. I mean, I could have used more of them, especially for the hospital scene. But you know, like the car particularly, because like that's one area that people wanted to use a lot more of, because you know the car props are basically a joke in Gacha in the way that they're framed and they're formed. So yeah, actually, yeah. What is it? Which by the way, which by the way, I think reminds me that that I actually had an idea for a gacha series that I want to like way down the line that's to do with racing. 'Cause I haven't seen any racing themed gacha series. You know, I've seen like a few like sport ones, but not really like anything to do with like racing. Probably because the cars again are so terrible. It's kind of difficult to pull that off. But yeah, I might think of something in terms of that. But yeah, that's that's for another day. So yeah, so I like the custom backgrounds existing, and I like the way that they were kind of accounted for. I will say if that if they were able to like put you know the characters on separate layers and chroma key them, there was no reason really that they had to necessarily stick to the confines of what Gacha Studio could allow. I think the scene where the babies were chroma keyed over the top of the cribs, actually, I think that was actually like a moved layer. But then again, you know, keyframing is like a whole different thing. I mean, you know, I guess we've seen what chroma key looks like in pure screenshots. So there is that. The cons would be well, so downstream dive feed is mentioned. Sure, okay, all right, thanks for that. Oh man. Oh no, that means I do have to find the archives. Oh, I slept on that show. That was the other longest running video series. Wait, oh, and they're deleted as well. That means that they don't even have like the historical like upload time. That's distressing, actually. I mean, I was not a fan of the. Well, I mean, I was a, you know, I liked them. They're ironic because like I like to make fun of the first Criminal Minds season. But yeah, like wow, that is quite a shock, because last time I checked, it was like 4 seasons worth of like editing evolution time that I never actually got to. Dang it. That is actually saddening. Because yeah, like I mean, it's like with Sapphire Wings as well, which was, you know, uploaded like, you know, the same month actually. I guess when you're embarrassed of your work, embarrassed of your work. What can I say? Yeah, that's a bit of a downer thing to end this on. But I guess I did mention Criminal Minds earlier, so it was relevant to this. I got to tell Emily that. Wait, Criminal Minds was the birth of Pregnancy Fairy as well, so I guess I guess that's kind of fitting. Ah, man. Yeah. So the cons, of course, were everything else. The story still makes no sense. It didn't need to exist. In fact, it's the definition of sequelitis essentially as well. Like I mentioned that in the My Little Pony video that came out 2 days ago. 2 days ago. That it seems like a lot of the stuff that were in this was rehashed from the first one. Like the mental gymnastics to like account for like anything happening in this, I don't know. I don't know what Angela here was told about how babies were formed, or what exactly like went to that, but like clearly it wasn't enough information. There clearly were some like major gaps that were missing, which I definitely question a lot. And as well, it would have possibly been nice to see like a proper role reversal where without like Grandma Hilda really coming in. She was a fun character, but she existed for like only a few seconds and then like immediately disappeared again. Which, yeah, kind of like Granny Marwick, ultimately, sure, I guess you could say that. Whatever, I'm a hypocrite, sure. But yeah, like honestly, it would have been nice to see Henry and Amanda, or potentially just one of them, step up because the other one would have to look after the babies because they can't be left on their own in, in like with like plastic scouts that they can easily choke on. That would be. I mean, I know that they're very sentient, and one of them can speak and they can walk by the time that they are 1 day old, kind of like giraffes. But but yeah, aside from that, don't really think that should have been a thing. Among several other things, in fact, this video, I mean, a sequel didn't need to exist, but I feel like if you're going to do a sequel to something, do it in a way that makes it so that makes it so people get a different experience, because this was essentially more of the same thing, aside from, I guess, like, the the failed experiment of like making all men pregnant. Also, the depiction of mental illness in here, of course, was abysmal, because I mean, it was just kind of like coughed at us essentially. You know, it's going to be the same plot for 4 movies. I'm really hoping not. I mean, maybe the scientist will, acquire the criminal mind, undisclosed mental health issue again or something, and will not really, feel happiness. It's kind of like the reverse of the Angelus curse from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, yeah. This one was a rough one. I am really hoping this doesn't get nominated again. I mean, I'm not going to control that because, I mean, I could have vetoed and shut down the Pregnant Man nomination from last time, but I thought, okay, if Bond sees something in this, in the first one, then who might take that away from him and the other people who voted for it as well. However, I defy Bond to find anything that he's going to use to justify a nomination for this video. I don't know anymore. The novelty is already worn out. It wore out by the first video, even though people wanted a part 2, because honestly, people want part 2s of stuff that they enjoy all the time. And it is a sign of quality, or well, not sign of quality, I guess it's a sign of success if you leave your audience wanting more. Always leave your audience wanting more. That's like a rule of show business. So the fact that that was achieved was great. If it's going to be acted upon, if you're going to give them more, think about what that's going to be, and don't leave more questions than you have answers, I think. So yeah, okay. All right then. But I guess I know. I hope you enjoyed this. I doubt it, but we'll pretend. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you want. I'm not sure if Gacha Studios is still active or not. I don't know if the channel is still posting videos. If they are, that's definitely something that we'll look into sometime down the line, but not for now. The most popular videos is like Gacha Funny Dares gone wrong, I guess. Interesting. That's the whole OC Dares thing. Okay, the last video on the channel was Grimace Shake. Hashtag Grimace Shake, hashtag crypto. Oh geez, okay. Never mind. Maybe there's some stuff we shouldn't check out. Pregnant Man remake. You know what? That wouldn't be so bad, because now I assume that Andrew knows a bit more about like how pregnancy actually works, just by virtue of, I don't know, growing up, potentially. I have no idea. This is a crazy law. It certainly is. I mean, we'll tackle it some other day. For now, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.